What's up, guys? So yesterday I competed at the Montreal Quintet tournament. As you guys know, I represent pedigree submission fighting for pretty much everything, but I got invited out. So I live here in Montreal and I got invited to do a quintet, which all of you guys know quintet. You have 5 people under a certain amount of weight for a cash bracket tournament. Unfortunately, Team TriStar, the team that I went with, did not win the tournament. We made it to the semifinals and we had a really good showing against a really good team. In the first round, I did not compete. Funny enough, 2 of our teammates took out basically the whole first team, BTT, Brazilian top team. And then in the second match, we faced Ontario Lockdown, which comprised of Mika Brakefield, Steve Sims, Kieran Kachuk, Max Hansen, and Amir Goning. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing the name correctly. And I did indeed compete in that event, which is going to be the match that you guys see here in a second. It was cool. It was sub only. The rules were a little weird. So the reason that we didn't make it to the finals, even though it was 5 draws, and our team, in my opinion, was a little bit more aggressive, was because it was 6 teams, round robin format for two quads or two halves, I guess. So the top team, there was a team of 3 in the top, and those guys did round robin against each other, and then there was a team in the bottom, our team, and I guess you call it Group B. All of Group B faced each other. So we faced BTT faced Toronto faced us, TriStar, and we only had 2 submissions, whereas they had 3 submissions against BTT. So because all of our matches went to a draw, the first criteria was who had more submissions against the other team, if both teams beat the other team. It's kind of confusing, but essentially we lost in the semifinal because we only had 2 submissions in the first round versus Toronto's 3 submissions, which is good. I mean, Toronto had a pretty good super team. I mean, they had Kieran, they had Max Hansen, they had Amir, Mika, Sim. I mean, they had guys that were probably known as like the better guys in Canada. I mean, I would say this shout out to Montreal Quintet because it really had the best guys in Canada. On Homa's team, they had Max Cote, Javad, amongst other really good guys. TriStar, it had a bunch of studs from the Montreal area. And so honestly, I think for the most part, it was pretty much the best people that you could find in Canada, which is why I wanted to do it. I really like these big matches. And then I really like performing under the lights, right? It was cool. There was walkout music. It was a show. You were surrounded by people. It almost felt like the finals of ADCC Trials. So for me, anytime I get a chance to be underneath the lights, it's great because you get practice performing in that type of situation. It's really different compared to like an ADCC Open or a Grappling Industries or something where it's like, I mean, there's 10, 12 mats going on at the same time. So you can kind of get lost in the sauce with how many mats that there are. It's not really as much of an event, right? And I think getting these big showtime matches in is really good. Now, talking about my match, I had the match against Amir. Amir is a really cool guy. You know, funny story. I met Amir when I first started doing Jiu-Jitsu about 4 years ago. He was at B team when I was at B team. He kicked my butt. He's a really cool, kind, and sweet guy, very humble guy. So it was really cool to get this match, you know, 4 years later. I mean, it kind of went full circle because I ended up moving to Canada, and it all kind of just worked out. And I mean, he is undoubtedly one of the best guys in Canada, if not like the best, big guy guard player in Canada. Very good leg locker, very high level. I think he won worlds at like purple belt or brown belt or something like that. I mean, he's won a lot of big matches. He's beat pretty much everyone in Canada. So it was like a really big match to have before my next match that's coming up on June 28th on Spokane Pit Submission Series. I'm not going to say the name of the match. It's a pretty big match, but I'll announce that whenever they release it. But just know the next time I'll compete is June 28th. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I did 5 jiu-jitsu competition in 5 months, you know, with Nogi Pans, Nogi Worlds, the Grappling Industries, the ADCC Open, and then this. And so I'm a little bit exhausted mentally, more than physically. I'm fine, just mentally, just a little exhausted. So I'm gonna go to Florida tomorrow and kind of just take like a week off. I'll train a little bit, but mostly just gonna be taking some time off to just kind of recover and just mentally get back in the zone. And then I'll start to do the rest of my Canadian seminar tour, which you guys will see here, what that consists of. And then I'm going to go to Europe and I'm super excited for that. And then I'll have my big super fight. And then after that super fight in June 28th, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I think the ADCC Open in Louisville most likely will be the next thing I do after the big super fight. And really this year is just kind of counting down to trials. Like that's the big goal this year, is to be an ADCC Trials champion. I made it to ADCC, but I got invited. I only had placed 3rd at ADCC Trials. Someone said I was an ADCC Trials champion. I was like, no, I wish, you know, that's the goal. That's the big focus of this year. But I'm trying to get in these big super fights and get in matches like I had with Amir here and with the guy that I'm going to have on June 28th, because, you know, these are matches I could lose, but they're the matches that you need if you want to become a trials champion. You don't only want the easy matches. I think the easy matches are good too. You can get some reps, you can feel some stuff out, try new techniques with a little bit of pressure on your back. But at the end of the day, the best matches are these really, really big matches. Anyways, let's get into the video. I'll give you guys a little highlight. There's not going to be like an outro like there usually is. It really doesn't matter. It was a great match. It went to a draw because there was no submission, so sorry. But regardless, entertaining match nonetheless. And before we get to the match, guys, if you guys want to support me, you guys can go to brandonreed3x.com/store to check out my takedown for jiu-jitsu instructionals, or you guys can click the links below to find those, or you guys can start your 7-day free trial of my Patreon. I talked long enough. I'm going to go ahead and get to the videos and leave you guys alone. See you next time.
Representing TriStar Team. Very first step that we have an ADCC veteran. Please give it up for Brandon Reed! And his opponent, known to be one of the fastest submission in a super fight in the Quintet history, ADCC Open veteran and medalist. He was also at the ADCC Europe from Egypt and Toronto. Please give it up for Amir.
Get him supine first. Walk down his movement right away. Beautiful, Brandon.
Beautiful, Brandon.
Yes, Brandon.
Move towards the head.
Good.
Beautiful, Brandon.
Yes. Beautiful. Choose the side, hips in now.
Yes!
Let's go!
Brandon, arm is trapped. Relax.
Secure it, secure it,
Chest to
secure
back,
it.
Brandon. Chest to back.
Under his shoulder, under his elbows.
Take your time, take your time.
You're double under us.
You have 4 minutes to work here.
Beautiful work, Brandon.
Keep your chest on his back. Your chest on his back. Use the half Nelson to realign.
Realign with him.
If you miss a line, you can always go double under.
Yes. Stay on it, stay on it, stay on it, stay on it, stay on it. Beautiful. Drop your head to his hip. Head to his hip. Beautiful. Keep him glued here.
Don't let him get his knees to his chest. Use your shoulder. Use your shoulders, Brandon. Use your right shoulder to remove the knee. Get him supine first. Side to side motion, get him supine. Use that push pull knee slide. 3.5 minutes, Brandon, to work. 3.5 minutes. There you go. Do that again. Yep. Triangles, okay? Careful triangles. Yes. Back to the feet. Good. Side to side. Supine knee cut.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do that again, bro. You got this all day. Good, Brandon. Good. Good. Yep. Keep that there. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And as he comes up, go.
Yes.
Brandon, he's looking at his watch. You need to commit to something. Yes.
Yes.
Let's go!
Yes, Brandon. Stay on him. Keep his hips up.
Do that again, Brandon. Do that again.
40 seconds.
There you
Let's
go.
go! Let's go!
Brandon. He's looking at his watch. Knee cut.
Let's go. Let's go.
Wow, please give it up. We had a war. Congratulations to those two guys.